Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Year of the Dragon. We're bringing you a special episode of You've Already Beat Gaming Podcast, featuring your host, Locarthemanbeast.
Hey, baby.
Also featuring me, Dragon Lord DjLobsterDust.
The Dragon Lord.
That's what sound like if there was a dragon that didn't spit fire and it was just like really like a horse, like he has nothing to give.
It sounds like Sean coughing.
Ooh. All right, Dragon Wars, but every time a dragon does a roar, it's just we just dub over Sean coughing. The movie's 1,000 times better.
That's what we should do. We should do like bad lip reading, but for Dragon Wars with just all of us playing specific characters. That would be fucking amazing.
Well, Sean obviously gets Craig Robinson.
Yes. Craig Robinson and all the dragons. Every single
single one.
Like lizard in that movie, like all the ones with like the fucking.
It's gonna be like more tracks than like the Black Parade. Just a bunch of just fucking stacked shots.
Yeah, exactly. Now remember, I want you to really get into this character. It's a turtle carrying around bazookas. Oh man. What up, dude?
Oh, you know.
Did you have today off?
Yeah.
Nice. Because
I did a whole bunch of certs. Because the hospital I work at, those certs are only good for that hospital. And I got to go anywhere in the country now.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh. They're like, yeah, we keep you up to date. Like most places, like they have their own like on-site training and stuff. Theirs is only good for their things. So it's like, oh yeah, you're certified, but like if you want to go anywhere, like you have to go do all the retraining modules and stuff.
Now, is that like a hospital chain, like multiple different, like is there a family of hospitals that you can?
Yeah.
Okay, so like it's not just Reading.
Not just Reading.
Okay, gotcha.
No, they've got,
okay.
I think they have like 16 hospitals across the United States.
They're mostly podunk and rednecks and filled with meth. So this is the training you're going to get. The only place.
Just keep them. Yeah. Yeah. So.
Okay, that's cool. I mean, you were on late last night playing Ark.
Yeah. I've been diving in deep. See, as soon as I started getting some dinos that did some farming, I realized how much like that exponential growth, just the Bronto. I was like, why does Trevor want a Bronto? You guys are like, just fucking clear out wood berries. Oh, I was picking narco berries by hand.
Yeah.
I've got so much narcotics now.
Turn your volume down just a little bit. You're clipping.
Turn it down?
Yeah. Just
is this better?
No, that's louder.
How about now?
Oh, that's good. That's good. Much better.
That's good. Oh, right there.
Yeah. Should have checked that.
Yeah, you know.
That's all right.
We party.
In post.
Yeah. We'll just cut all this out right there.
Like it may very well be me because I definitely have my headset turned up, but it was like I could see the red bar on my headset like clipping, and I'm like, oh god, is that me? So. Are you muted now?
No, so I was picking the narco berries. Picking the narco berries one by like by hand.
Yeah.
And then like one swipe of the Bronto tail, it's like 500. Ugh. Game changer.
Yeah.
So then I got all the narcotics. Like it took forever for me to get fucking, like that's why I was freaking out about like 30 arrows on one fucking raptor. And then next thing you know, dude, I got so much fucking narco. I'm taking it just to get to sleep.
Yeah.
I'm fucking taming shit left and right. I'm getting meat by just fucking eating with a fucking dinosaur. It's a game changer.
It is a game changer. And it's crazy too, especially with Genesis, because like you start with the Arc suit and it feels so good to have the Arc suit to start with that you're just like, what do I need dinosaurs for? And then you're like, oh, that's right. Like, wait till you find like one of the it's not a stegosaurus, but it's like a little rock creature that's got like a bulbous ass fucking hammer tail. If you take them to rocks, they farm mass amounts of rocks.
Yeah.
So it's like what you used to do, at least in the vanilla game, was you would take an RG, because an RG can carry other dinosaurs, and you fly them up to the mountain. You knock all the rocks, and then you fly them back down. It's like, it was the only way to do it for the longest time.
Oh, that's what I want. I've been watching videos trying to get up the fucking speed on what to do, because for the longest time I was like, I guess I just get thatch. I was real fucking. I just wanted thatch. That's why I kept in the group chat, give me more thatch. Now, what the fuck am I doing with thatch? Nothing.
Yeah.
I want rock. I want to build out of stone and metal.
Yep.
Take me out the fucking Stone Age.
I found a new location that I think I'm going to move my base to. So my base is not in a bad spot, but the problem is like what happened yesterday. I fucking farm out. I get the owl. With the brontosaurus, I get him back. I got kisses. I got fucking bunch of other people hanging out. One fucking raptor shows up, bites me in the asshole, and I'm like, okay, turn around, poke him. But all the dinosaurs are freaking out. Brontosaurus is it's a giant beast, but it's also like peanut brain. So like I killed raptor. Brontosaurus is like, duh, swing tail, and fucking just like whoosh. There's like 5 trikes, and they just like all get knocked by the tail. Everything is like dying. Now we're all in combat. I'm poking fucking 5 triceratops, trying to get them to go down. Dark Steve is just this little dodo just biting the ankles of fucking all these triceratops. I'm like, yo, whistling, like, come here, knock it off, like trying to grab him and like put him back in the house, but I can't close the door fast enough. So I keep throwing him down. He keeps running back out, and I'm like, fuck it, he's in it. He's a ride or die at this point. There's nothing I can do. Like, fuck it, let him go. He gets stomped to death. I'm like, god damn it. Kisses dies. Like, owl.
The kill feed.
Yeah, the kill feed was like boom, boom, boom. I was like, god damn it. I honestly think the Bronto is going to go in a cryopod until I need him for harvesting, because he's just too big and too fucking stupid.
I got my dude just posted up and like way the fuck out the way.
Yeah. And you don't want to put him on passive, because then if he gets attacked, he won't defend himself.
Yeah.
And he'll just die. So it's like, I don't want to do that either, but I can't have him, because where I'm posted up is in a nice spot. Like, the worst I have to deal with is like raptors and like sarcos, like the alligators in the water. Like, those are the worst I have to deal with. But like when one enemy attacks and everything starts fucking attacking, it just becomes chaos. So
yeah.
Ark is a lot of fun, man.
Yeah.
Ark is the perfect, like, no, it's not the perfect. It's very far from perfect, but it's very, I don't know how to describe it. It's a mellow survival. Well, it's not mellow, but like it's pretty
mellow, though.
It's pretty mellow. You know? It's very, dude, like,
sometimes I just fly around and just watch, like, I get bored and I'll just drag a T-Rex to a bunch of fucking woolly mammoths. I'll just float and watch them fucking eat each other. And it's like, all right, and just fuck off in another direction. So it's fun to explore the map and see all the different shit around it.
My favorite thing I used to do, and now you can do it so easily with the tech suits, is like when you get swarmed by like a pack of wolves or raptors or anything like that, you just lead them to the edge of a cliff and just like float like right on the outside of the cliff, and they all just run off the cliff to their death. Bye. And then you just go back to whatever you're doing.
Idiots.
So
I've been having a lot of fun in Ark.
Yeah. Aaron's been putting in a shit ton of hours in Ark.
Yeah. They already had like a base that was like well above my little dodo farm made of thatch. But then Ryan was like, let me show you my base. I was like, okay. So I like hopped into Discord and I'm watching, and he's like flying. I'm like, oh, I'm over here. And I was like, oh, their base, like you're like right on the other side of the bridge for them. If you just fly like under, and he's all okay. And he goes over. I was like, no, underneath. And then you just see like where they're building on top. I was like, oh, they're building a lot up here. And then Pad is fucking flying up and immediately stops and like charges his fist, and then just pops up like, who the fuck are you? He's like, I'm a friend of Trevor and Brad's. So, carry on. But then we had that rando pop in too.
Can I get invited to the tribe? Who are you?
10 pounds of feta. What's that? I have metal.
The fact that I was like, we only accept cheese as like the entry gate to getting into the tribe.
It's the cheese tax.
It's the cheese tax, bro. I was like, I need 10 pounds of feta. What's that? I've got metal. It's like, oh, dude, no. You're not cut
Stay
for
in the server, please.
Yeah.
We're going to have fun with this.
What'd he say? I was like,
You guys are, the server's weird.
the server's weird.
I'm
I'm
outta
out.
here.
Just left. Bye. And then Aaron put a password back on. I haven't been on since he put the password on. It was last night, I think.
Yeah. You know, I was hanging out watching movies with my girl. She passed out, and I was like, I gotta get on there. I gotta see, make sure my dinos are fed. And then it was password protected. I was like, oh shit. And like Discord didn't like load or something. So the only thing that I saw about passwords was Clorf should be playing Ark, but he's too busy being a big vagine. Mm-hmm. And like, so I'm like, and I had a couple drinks. So I'm like typing like this, and I'm like, did I spell wrong? Did I put vagina or vagine? Putting in different iterations of that, like wondering, like, did I put caps on one? Was caps lock on? Like, I just wasn't thinking it all the way through. Then you're like, it's there. Just look.
Well, I mean, Aaron, you know what you have to do now. You got to change the password.
I think it's too big.
Is it too big?
I was really trying to work out the letters to see like if it was stopping typing at any point. I think it's like 1 or 2 letters too big.
Oh, okay. All right.
We just short it in.
Yeah. I mean, you could just say Cliffs of a Gene.
Yeah.
And that just kind of covers everything.
Yeah. But by the way, don't join our Ark server. Let us just have our peace.
We're
just openly discussing the password.
Yeah.
Password's password.
That's how most games we play. Like, did you put a password on? Yeah, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like, it's so simple. As I used to do. God, what was it? I think it was. Maybe it was Counter-Strike lobbies that were locked. I used to just go through each one of them and go 1, 2, 3, 4 and see how many I could get into. It's like 9 times out of 10, like you wouldn't, but that one time you got in, you're like, yeah, and you just slip into the guy. Who's this? It's like, oh man, I know it. And you just open up like this guy. And they're like, oh, all right, cool.
This guy, no, you fucking don't. No. That's not what I said. Yeah. I know that guy.
Well, he plays with someone I know. Oh man.
Oh man.
I had a weird day today. So I did work today, but I didn't have to leave my house, which was nice. I didn't have to go anywhere. It was kind of raining. We had a bunch of stuff. So I was like on the phone and emails. I didn't sleep at all last night. Like we were texting, whatever. Like I went all the way through 5 a.m., got up, was like, fuck it. I'm done sitting, went and made breakfast and everything. By about noon today, or it was like 10 o'clock this morning, I was like, I'm good until noon. So I'm going to pass out. And I fucking slept for 2 hours straight, just like the hardest I've ever slept in my entire life. But I woke up at noon and I was like, okay, I got some shit I got to do. I don't feel like my brain is ever fully like turned back on. Like it's just, I'm on low power mode. Like it was just like, yeah, this is what we're working with.
Safe boot.
Yeah. It's 100%. It's like you keep plugging the phone in and unplugging it because you got to use it. But like, you know, it's never really getting farther than like 10%.
The screen just keeps dimming to save power.
You get that prompt on your screen. Like, would you like to use safe power warning? Oh man. Episode 99, by the way.
This is episode 9. Oh yeah.
We've got next week is our
right around the fucking corner
100th episode. 100th episode. We live streaming, right?
Yeah.
You're coming down, right?
I'm coming down.
Okay. So we might have some ideas. We'll spitball a couple things outside of it, but I definitely think we're going to turn that night into a get together night as well.
Okay.
So there'll be a lot of people here. We'll have to definitely figure out time frames on everything. So I will try and take Friday off if you want to do that.
I have I work Wednesday. I have Thursday through like Tuesday off.
Oh shit, big money. Okay. So maybe I would say if you want to Thursday night. If not, we can do Friday morning. Same thing like we did on the last one, and then just get set up. And then I'll just the night before I'll just pull everything out, and then we can do a couple test runs so we don't have. I think I figured out the issues that we had last time, like the quality and things. I've upped like all that stuff, but I also haven't done any streaming on YouTube since then, so it'll be an interesting thing to try. I guess the next thing too is what time do we want to shoot for? Like we did last time, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. We'll work out some more plans as it comes along, but yeah, definitely like 100th episode. This is a big one for us. Like 50 was big. 50 felt like massive, but like 100 feels pretty big.
Yeah.
100 feels significantly big.
Yeah.
You know,
100, it's crazy. So Bad Friends, the podcast, they just had their like 200th episode. I was like, oh fuck, we're not that far behind. And then like I thought about it, I was like, oh, that's like still like if you do like one a week, that's a good 2 years above.
Yeah.
So this is two years, and we're like technically in our third year of doing it, but
52 weeks in a year, right? So I mean, fuck.
Yeah. Is it? Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, because what 100 was or 50 was
on the year mark, or like damn near close to the year mark. We did it last January, basically.
Yeah.
Or did we? No, couldn't have. I don't know. Well, yeah, 2 weeks before whenever we're shooting this one.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. I think that's just a huge milestone for us in general. Like fuck the channel and all the stats and all the extra stuff. I mean, just for us to consecutively put together 100 podcasts where we just take an hour and fucking
talk to you guys about shit.
Just
usually just literally shit.
Fumble the fuck through it for an hour. It's huge, man. It feels big. It feels massive.
Yeah, if we take it back to like the first podcast episodes where like we turned off like, all right, what did you think about that? Do you have any notes? Like, I think that one went good, you know? I think we skipped 4, and we used to have like our like fucking like bulletin points of like shit we're trying to go through. Now you get what you get.
I barely look things up. Like I will try in podcast to remember a bunch of stuff. I think last week I looked a bunch of stuff up because I wanted to talk about it, and I have some things I wanted to like reference today. But for the most part, it's like, and like a lot of people like, you know,
I never remember him.
I have a friend of mine. She keeps telling me, she's like, maybe you should do segments, or like segments of the podcast. You can kind of do things. It's like, that is a brilliant fucking idea. I don't think I'm intelligent enough to like.
To keep doing it.
No, well, just to like be like, oh, here's our transition. If we had like a sponsor or something we had to plug into the show, it'd be an easy way to segment into something that, you know, different. Or and like we do our best with it when we bullshit about things, and then we go and then it's like, oh, let's talk about gaming news or whatever.
And that's not to say to anybody who's watching right now, if you want to sponsor us and use us as advertising, we can do some fucking reads. We'll find a way.
I mean, I'll read anything. It doesn't even need to necessarily be from.
Hi, are you in the market for a new boat? Well, guess what? If you go to joesboats.com, you can get yourself a little tugboat that you can tug and boat and stuff.
Yeah, see? Already.
That's fucking see?
That's money making.
And that's fucking free for joesboats.com.
Honestly, that's what we should do. We should just start plugging friends things. Like the next time someone's having a barbecue, plug a barbecue in.
Just dox our friends.
Yeah, exactly right. Just start plugging.
Will's got meat on the smoker, and if you go to this address at this time, you can get a plate.
But you have to wear the like Yap logos and stuff. Like just walk up.
Yeah,
son of a bitch.
They got me again.
I would also just enjoy plugging like really fucking weird shit. Like everybody's like Gamer Fuel or like fucking, you know, Raid Shadow Legends. I want like Life Lube. Fucking like, yeah. You know what I mean? What's the little tool you use to clear out the back of a shrimp, the guts of a shrimp? Yeah, I want to fucking.
That got even weirder than I thought it was gonna be. Just a fucking bowl of shrimp in your lap as you're doing it. Oh, it smells in here. 3 weeks later, like, oh, fucking never doing an ad read for them again. There's stains in the carpet.
We'd have to shoot like 4 podcasts back to back just to get through it. There's just a fucking mound of shrimp at the end of it. Oh, Christ almighty. See, that's what we need. I want
fucking quality.
Yeah. I want big name sponsors. I don't want anything crazy like that. I want a local like fucking Vietnamese like manicure place. Yeah. You know what I mean?
That serves banh mi sandwiches on the side.
Yeah, exactly.
Looking for a nice place for lunch with a mani-pedi?
Yeah. There's like 6 women that do the cleaning and there's just one guy just standing watching the entire time. Like, you know, something's going on there. Oh my God.
So yeah, 100 episodes. We've matured a lot.
Or regressed.
We have great ideas.
Honestly,
we regressed.
I think what I enjoy more about the podcast now is we can spend an hour just bullshitting, like doing us, which is nice. Like, I know I have to imagine there are some people. I don't think anybody comes to the podcast and being like, we want to be here for the gaming news. You know what I mean? Like, or the hot takes on gaming. I don't think there's many people that probably, I think for the most part, if anybody is, and correct me if I'm wrong. They
gotta be like dialed into like our part of the spectrum. Like if you were pissed off at BattleNet, Blizzard, like, and I mean, I don't think there's like, it's not that niche.
Nah.
It's not that many people that aren't pissed off.
No,
you know?
No, yeah.
And if you found your way here and you absolutely agree with us, you're fucking sitting there with a fucking Budweiser, like, fuck it, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, fucking breast milk, dude. Just watch it, nod your head, fucking welcome. You found your home.
Because I would like to see. What's that, boy?
I just thought I heard Yiddish under my floor.
Oh, God, that'd be fucking dope. Wait, aren't you on the bottom floor?
Yeah, that was a joke about like the tunnels in New York that they found.
Yeah. We're relevant.
Pop culture.
Good Lord. I want to know how many of the people that watch the podcast actually come for the gaming stuff and they just skip through us to get to us talking.
They're looking like, fucking another one. Nothing. Fucking nothing.
I promise we'll get to it. We'll get to it.
And then we just get fucking hyper focused on Harry Potter, Elden Ring.
Yeah.
One thing just captures us and then they're like,
just so you know, after 100 episodes, we're still talking about Elden Ring.
Dude, I'm coming back.
Dude,
I want the new DLC so bad because I don't want to fucking play it. So I want to play it through again, but I'd like to play it where like I can like download the DLC and just kind of keep pushing forward. I want to do a new playthrough.
So I downloaded it again. I started playing recently. I just started a new character because I still have a character that's at end for New Game Plus. So I'm going into New Game Plus with all of my shit, which I feel like is going to be the best way to experience the DLC, especially when it was like, you know, the Dark Souls DLCs and things like that. The best way to experience it was at your end game or in the New Game Plus, because you don't have to refarm out everything, right? It's already there. You have it all. So all you're really there for is the new content to try out. So it's less authentic. It less feels natural for you to like grind and get all your shit. But I mean, we also plugged in so many fucking hours of Elden Ring. I want to see the new content. So I've been playing a new character just to kind of take the training wheels off again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just kind of get used to like parry blocking and like doing things like that. And like, it's very natural again. It feels very good. Like it was pretty instant. I was like moving through, like, you know, just not struggling. But at the same point in time, I was like, as I was running through and I was doing a bunch of stuff and I did my normal fucking route, you know, I knew where to get all the stuff. I was like here, there, bumping around. And then I just was like taking a breath back and I stepped back and I was like, this game was fucking massive. It was so big. Like I didn't realize how big it was because I got to the round table. Then like I peeled off through the swamps. And I was like trying to go up to the the Mage Cathedral place, whatever the fuck that place was called, and just getting to that point, and then I was like, God, there was still all of like you know, the Firelands or whatever the fuck it was out in the, you know, there was just so much shit, or like getting to like Farazula or whatever with the dragons. I'm like, damn, dude, like there's hours and hours of gameplay behind a new playthrough. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's like, and not only that, but just the farming of the stuff, the getting the drops, finding the weapons, the gear you need, shit like that. It's like
just farming over and over and over again, just trying to get the drop you want.
Holy shit. And then it's like, the fucking mage sword.
Yeah. Fucking.
But because of how big it is, I think when DLC drops, I'm going to just go straight New Game Plus. And then most of the time with New Game Plus, there's like, most of the time with the DLCs, at least, there's like a NPC, an area, or an item you have to collect before you can go into the DLCs. So that way it feels a little bit more natural. But sometimes, like, depending on how far you are in your save, those NPCs or things may not necessarily, you may have just missed it. I mean, unless they build this specifically to not have that happen. So I'm feeling like New Game Plus is great because you could probably just beeline it straight to the NPC. You can pick up whatever item it is or whatever, you know, bullshit I'm just speculating here. And then jump straight into the DLC, play through all that content, kill all the new bosses, get all the new weapons and armor and shit like that. And then at the end of that run, you can go back in and finish off your New Game Plus mode and go from there. And it's like, that feels smooth. That feels like a good transition to jump into. Because looking at how big that is, I was like, there's no fucking way I'm playing through all of Elden Ring and then all the DLC in a relatively good timeline.
You're just talking, and all I can think about is all of the time I spent respawning before like Margit and like stuff like that. And it's like, okay, drop your side. Can you see my side? I'm just like reliving all of it right now. Like there's so much that like I forgot about. And as you said, round table and like all that. I'm like, oh god.
Or how about it's like, I can't summon you anymore because I don't have those fucking flowers. So we spent 45 minutes doing the loop for the flowers so we can get enough to craft so we can keep taking on bosses.
Fucking
man, there's a lot. There's a lot. I mean, we had 300 plus hours in that before we were just like kind of done. Like just kind of like capitalized on the amount of stuff that we had done. Like multiple playthroughs, multiple different characters. We cheating.
We beat the game on one, and then when Sean started playing, we started getting him towards the end. Somewhere around when Sean was at Melania or Melina or whatever the fuck her name was, let me solo her, girl. That's when we were like, fuck it, let's get weird. And we just started making
weird characters
with purple skin, big ass noses, and fucking stupid haircuts. And going for all like the meme builds and shit.
I think Sean is still on the final boss.
I bet.
Because
without the mean beam and the exploits, that's a fucking hard fight.
That's a hard fucking fight.
We used every little fucking trick
also,
we could.
Imagine coming back in after this length of time of not playing Elden Ring.
And then, just like that's where you're at.
It's a final boss. Oh no way!
Oh, fucking, what were the buttons again? Looking at the controller.
Oh my god!
All momentum lost.
Yeah, seriously. Fuck. Oh.
God.
So cool thing about, I don't know if you saw it or not. Like Elden Ring DLC might be right around the corner.
I'm hoping, dude.
So we keep saying fucking right around the corner for video games. This shit is never right around the fucking corner. But the reason why I'm saying that is because I guess someone had noticed that Steam's API or whatever had showed up listing for the DLC, which means that means there's a spot.
Like they're getting ready
to at least announce it, if nothing else. Whether it comes out or not, who knows? If it's out this year, it would be bananas to not be out this year. I also like thinking of how quiet Elden Ring has been, like from Soft and everything. Like they pumped, Armored Core, and then there's been really nothing, no conversations. There's been some updates or whatever it comes out to, but nothing
at the VGAs.
Nothing. Well, I also think that nothing at VGAs is because like fuck you from last year, you know what I mean? Like, but it's been surprisingly quiet, which usually means if something is surprisingly quiet, it means you're probably waiting for that announcement time for whatever reason. We've got Xbox Direct coming right around the corner too, where like Xbox does all of their announcements for their big things, and it doesn't necessarily have to be exclusive titles, but you know, some things will come up, and who knows, maybe something will pop up around that point in time. Or this is a perfect time when all the new big announcements for 2024 are coming out for January or whatever it comes out, that's the time to now announce it, when all the press is looking into it, when it's, you're trying to find your spotlight, or maybe it's a marketing like tactic to overshadow some of the competition by announcing your stuff. Cause you know, Elden Ring DLC is going to be,
it's gotta be.
Well, if it's anything like the other Dark Souls DLCs, those were pretty massive. They're not small by any means.
Good.
There's a lot of shit invested in them.
Give me a fucking deep dive. I want to be back. I want that feeling where we're like fucking just like neck and neck. Like we're like, I don't know. And like 2 minutes later, some creator or some fucking person found it and just posted it. We're like, oh, fucking, like we're like right there with them.
God, that was so sick. There was nothing. And that was, oh, well, first off, we lost all that footage, but that was like the time when we were like understanding, like 100 episodes back, you know what I mean? We were like understanding
trying to figure out our like video settings, our capture settings, everything. What's going wrong? Why does it look fuzzy? Why is it this, that? Why is it not recording? Pure
just knowledge dump at that point. We were knowledge dumping the channel. We were knowledge dumping Elden Ring. And like to the point where like videos were coming out and people were blowing up, and we're like, bro, we are already like an hour, 3 hours a day ahead of all of this information that's coming out. Like we could be jumping on this, and like we missed that train by like that much. But at the same point in time, you're right, that fucking feeling of being and just like what were those three guys, Cotton,
Rage Gaming.
Every Rage Gaming video, I was on it, dude. Everyone that popped out, I was like, let's watch this. Oh, I already know this. Okay, skip ahead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or they're like, oh, you may have found this, but you wouldn't have realized this, this, and this. And then they're like, this is what you can do with it. And I was like, oh. I think that was when we first discovered the meme beam. And it was like, oh my God, someone needs
Oh my God.
It's like, Brad, stop whatever you're doing and get home right now.
all I did was meme. Okay, set up. I'm dragging him. just
or whatever that boss was, or is like you had to plant it at the door before you walked in, so as you stepped through you were standing in your circle, and then as you came through you just fired your beam
like, immediately.
Oh God, it was so sick.
God, that build is probably so nerfed now.
Oh yeah, I has to
that guy's fucking worthless.
Yeah,
fucking the Rivers of Blood build, like our build might be absolutely worthless now.
100%. There's no way. And if it is still like mildly relevant, I just want to know how many other builds are now like the bee's knees. So many of like the strength classes with the Unga Bunga builds, and like, I mean, just some of the dex builds and stuff that like we kind of overlooked because it was like, well, this is just so good. Why would I swap out of, you know, Arcane and whatever the other, you know what I mean, Faith? It was like, I'm just gonna run this because I'm murdering everything I touch. Boss's health just like, woo! It's like, oh, that felt so good.
Yeah. Oh, God damn, dude.
I want to play.
Give me the fucking itch.
Yeah.
I want to go fight Radagan or Radavan, whatever the fuck that guy's name. God, that game is just so good. Like visually and weird and just fucking.
Just your beginning tutorial, getting murdered by the boss, right? Coming out of it, like in the depths of the tunnel, you jump down and you do like your weird little tutorial. What kind of is like, this is where you go, this is how you jump. You're like, oh, whatever. And you take the elevator up and you open the first doors, and like as you walk out, there's the Erd tree up in the like corner.
Yeah,
and it's just like this.
Hey, Brett, come look at this tree. Whoa, man!
It was just it's an experience that like you.
And there's so many like that, like in that game. Like you think like that's like the big reveal, and then like you just keep going, and it just forgiving. Like the whole fucking city with like the stone dragon in it. When you come out to that and you're like, holy fuck. And then you realize like it's not just something you're looking at, like you end up walking up it.
Yeah.
Fucking God, dude.
Dude, the game was so good. So good. And just like you're all right, like out of everything else From Software has done so well with their video games, it's like introducing the lore and stuff like behind like items, like reading the items and like understanding the lore through that, and then like seeing things, and then like all of these like weird little points starting to like connect together, like, and then you're realizing where it's all coming from, and it's like, oh my God, this is so sick. And the art was just beautiful. It was twisted and weird, but like still somehow like super beautiful,
unique,
yeah,
and, like, and even just like the fucking like the little like mini boss, like the cat, like the fucking like Egyptian looking cat, like just the way it moved, just everything was just
it
fucking,
just looked like a statue, and it just stood up and whacked down. It was like, oh, this is so
weird movements, like weird, just like innovative. Like is the word. Like when there's not much of it, when everything seems like a copy of everything else, like it just like yeah, it was still like a Souls game, but God, it was so fucking good.
Do you remember running that gauntlet with the chariots and like trying to get to the bottom and like dying over and over again, and then finally getting to the bottom with like no health pots, finally making it through the whole gauntlet, and then like
find out it's a boss fight.
It's one of those worm things. It's like, holy Christ, this sucks so bad.
And then you're stuck there.
Can't go anywhere.
Oh fucking.
Oh man. There'll be nothing like it again. You know what I mean? Like think like
until they team up with like Guillermo del Toro. Like they have like George R.R. Martin to help with like lore and stuff like that. Throw Guillermo del Toro in there. Let him fucking be the director of photography on some of your fucking shit.
I understand.
Watch how weird that gets.
I understand why the game was Game of the Year. You know what I mean? For a lot of specific reasons. I still think that maybe some Game of the Year games are because of everybody just circle jerking one another.
Fucking here we go.
No. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that because there was a lot of fucking annoying points of Elden Ring. Like for months, matchmaking was
the
just
multiplayer.
Was just botch, man. It was so bad. There was so many like overtuned fights that like, yeah, you felt good when you got it, but a lot of it was like luck and cheese versus necessarily like quality gameplay. There was a lot of bad things that had come from that, which wasn't necessarily a bad thing. But again, I think what that game did was it gave you this experience that I don't think you're going to get again. I was stupid, but I was watching Asmongold, and he was watching a video. He does his reaction stuff or whatever, but he kind of hit a point when he was saying, they were talking about games that, oh, well, you know, if it come out 5 years ago, it would have been the best game ever. But if it, you know, comes out in 5 more years from here, it's going to miss all the trends and everything. And he's like, sometimes games are just timeless. If they came out 5, 10, 15 years ago or came out 10 years in the future, they would just be good games, and you will just respect them and play them and love them. And I mean, and again, hats off to games like Baldur's Gate, games like Elden Ring. You know what I mean? Those are those timeless games that I don't think if they had come out at any point, it doesn't matter when they would have come out. If they came out exactly like they did, they would have been the best of the best at that time period.
Yeah.
And that's what I want again. I just want that one moment of being like, wow, man.
I think we just got lucky.
Yeah.
Like 2 years in a row.
Well, that was like, what, 2021? Oh no, 2022, huh? That was last year, Elden Ring.
Yeah. We had Elden Ring 1 year, we had Baldur's Gate this year.
This last year, yeah.
And it's like, it's not sustainable to like expect that kind of quality to come every year.
No,
you know?
No, but that's wrong. That's wrong. We should expect that quality to come every year.
No, we should.
We should absolutely expect.
But in reality, are you going to get it? No.
No, and this is fucking perfect transition. It's because of the way this fucking.
It's our segment.
Yeah, exactly. It's the way
this is our pissed off segment.
This is the way the industry is now working. Right. This is the mindset of the industry. It may not necessarily be the developers, the people who are sitting down grinding hours, working overtime to create a game for you, right? It may not be them, but it's definitely the people that are running this billion-dollar market. Okay. Multi-billion-dollar market. Multi-billion-dollar market, so much so that China went through and pushed like a law. Did you see this? China pushed a law that basically stated they are 100% outlawing and criminalizing gotcha systems, loot boxes, and gambling inside of video games. China's market has now they lost like what is like 4.1 or 4.6 billion dollars in an instant. Just wiped it off the market because they completely outlawed and completely criminalized the gambling system within video games. Said no more. Our people are struggling enough as it is, and we have an addiction problem within the video game industry and with the people that play video games, that we are no longer going to allow gambling, loot boxes, gotcha systems where you pay money and it's a random fucking thing or whatever it comes out to.
What's this? The people need clean water and food. Take away their fucking video games. That'll help. Fucking what?
Take away the gambling aspect of their video games. Not take away their video games, but make it so the money that these companies are making that doesn't necessarily go back into the economy in a sense. It just goes to the company that's making the game. These people are wasting money, consistently money, making these companies that build video games billions of dollars because they just are, you know, we've got one rare thing that you want. It's a skin that's super fucking dope, but it's got a 0.0005 chance to drop. But then there's like 5 of like the same skins. It's like blue, red, purple, green. They all look like shit, but they have like, you know, 99% chance to drop or whatever. So it's like you spend $10, get a shit skin, spend $10 again, get a shit skin, spend. So that's gone. That's out of it, which is huge. Yeah. I think that in general is that's a win. That's a win. And and the fact that China did that, woo, that's a win.
Kind of makes you feel better about yourself, huh?
A little bit, except for what I think the gaming industry is doing now. And I think the writing has been on the wall for years. And I haven't really noticed it because it didn't really click. I didn't put 2 and 2 together. But Philippe, what the fuck is his name? The head honcho for Ubisoft.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about, or are you just playing with me?
I am with you. Just keep it going.
Gotcha. I was there. Cut. We'll do it again. The head honcho for Ubisoft.
Oh, Philippe.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah. So he just did this interview, and he said some shit like, you know, have you ever seen those things like have you ever seen that it's Leonardo DiCaprio, it's what was the fucking movie, him and Brad Pitt, and he's like and like pointing at it's like the shit you're not supposed to say out loud or whatever. So he said gamers need to get to the point where they need to be comfortable with never owning their video games anymore. And so the reason why is because the industry is starting to move farther and farther away from not only physical copies, but physically owned copies. The industry doesn't make any money when you buy a game and then, you know, it's on sale or whatever it comes out to, or especially on physical copies where we can buy one game and then pass it between 4 or 5 different friends and it never goes anywhere. Or companies like GameStop that still have this resale value where you buy one game, the company only makes that sale one time, but GameStop can resell that same game 10 times and the company still only sees one initial purchase of that game first time, right? So physical copies have started to weed themselves out because companies know they can no longer make that type of money. They not DMCA, but the hell is it called? It's irrelevant.
Discontinued.
No, it's where you cannot like share it between different accounts.
Like CD keys?
No, but close. Doesn't matter. It's a term. I'm fucking.
Let's not get hung up on this. Keep going.
Careful. Hold yourself. So anyway, we move away from physical copies. Now we've got it like where you can buy it on Steam or Epic or whatever it comes out to, but they also make it so it's like you can't really share it between different accounts. Like it's kind of just we're here. It's for you. If you share it for somebody else, they have to have your account. That's the only way that they'll be able to play it. You can't really share those games. And think of things like CDs, DVDs. Where are all your music right now?
Spotify.
Okay. DVDs, movies, where are all those?
Montana.
Netflix, Hulu.
Yeah. Realistically, I just stream everything.
Streaming services.
Yeah.
The gaming industry is starting to slowly phase out owned copies of stuff and trying to phase in streaming.
Like Game Pass.
Like Game Pass. Like there's another one. I mean, like Ubisoft Connect is another one. Cloud
Ubiplay.
Yeah, exactly. Cloud gaming is becoming a big thing right now. So I think the industry is starting to realize that there's no money invested in a single sell of a video game. Smaller things, indie shit like that, totally understandable. But when it comes to like bigger publication companies like Ubisoft, the Activisions, things like that, I don't think that they're going to be allowing actual sales of video games for much longer. I think that that's going to start changing pretty drastically.
Yeah.
Because if it's a subscription service, they can
games are just kind of like that anyways. I was just thinking about it the other day, like how many fucking skins I have in games that like just like servers aren't even up anymore. Like fucking like Blackout, like fucking I remember like Call of Duty Blackout. Like it was a dope like Bomb Squad looking like bunny skin. And I was so fucking pumped on it. And I think I spent like $20. That's been inactive for how long now? It's like, how much money have I dumped into games that just like they're not upkeeping the servers? So like, what's the point of even having the game anymore? You know, I just have a fucking icon somewhere that just doesn't work.
Yeah. Which is wild to me when you look at the things like the multiplayer aspect of video games, because multiplayer cycles so quickly, which is also why things like a battle pass and skins and shit like that in multiplayer games seem so like it's the worst of the worst, because you're spending your money for the time being to look dope, but eventually when that game goes away, you don't really have anything to show for it except for an empty wallet.
Like if some fucking company could just come up with like an NFT version of those skins, you know, if they could just work that in to where like I buy the NFT and like I get the skin, but then I also get to keep it like alive, you know, so I can look at that skin. Wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be 97 episodes ago?
Yeah, about. Devin Nash, where are you?
Yeah.
But I mean, the more that I start looking at this, the more I start being worried about that type of thing, because eventually, like, you not owning your own video game is fine. It's not the end of the world, because you kind of have a good point to that, is like, if I don't own a video game, then it feels bad to, you know, still have a game I can't even turn on because the servers are dead, or it's a multiplayer only game. If it had single player, then you're still okay, right? But like when you transition into like a streaming service or a pass system like Game Pass, like my Game Pass is what, like $12 a month, and I've been spending $12 a month on Game Pass for like 4 years.
How much? Game Pass is absolutely worth it.
I mean, I do. I agree. There's so many. I don't
want it to be like Netflix.
But that's what it's gonna be.
HBO Max and like shit like that, where if you have to have all the different ones. Like, well, what games are we playing? Oh, I don't subscribe to that streaming thing.
That's exactly what's gonna happen. And then trying to convince your friends. No. We want you to get Paramount Plus so we can do.
Good luck. Have you fucking met Glorf? He ain't never getting it.
That's what I'm saying. But so
on Steam streaming services, so we can play as Dota, and that's it.
Well, think about like the Activision Call of Duty thing. For the longest time, it was, we're just gonna have the biggest game possible, so therefore you have to delete everything else. So the only game you can play is Call of Duty. You know what I mean? So then what happens? So now you have like big name companies now, like Microsoft, that have acquired how many of the biggest name companies in gaming.
Like a monopoly worth.
So
damn near.
how easy is it for them to start a streaming service? Then now you have to pay for that. You can no longer get your games purchased. You have to like get it through their streaming service. And then you see other companies, Ubisoft, fucking whatever else, whoever else, starting to capitalize on that because they're not seeing the amount of money increase. And how are they going to keep certain IPs or money running for their investors? Man, this is just, it's a bad cycle.
I mean, and we're just maybe seeing the beginning of it.
The fact, like I said, the fact that he came out and said it out loud, like that's the problem that that this is already in the works. This is already, the momentum has already started. Like it's hard though too, because you're talking about taking games away from gamers. Gamers are the most awful human beings on the entire planet. Yeah. I mean that the most respectful way I can say that.
I don't. Fuck you guys.
Absolutely trash people.
I've been in your fucking lobbies. I know what you say.
There is more racism on video games than there is in my entire
in a Quentin Tarantino film.
But it does make me, it makes me worry. It makes me worried that that's how you end up with more DDoS attacks. That's when you end up with more, you know, server issues. You end up with more problems where,
hey, I'm not saying you nailed it on the head.
Okay.
I'm not saying that, right?
Okay.
I'm not.
Okay.
But just out of curiosity, I just wanted to like take a look at Game Pass. And just to like see like what's on there, to see if like there's anything that we can offer to this conversation. Far Cry 6 is out.
Yeah.
That's a dope game.
That is a dope game.
But it says I have to have the Ubisoft Connect in order to use it. So that's already two people working together.
Yeah.
That's Game Pass and Ubisoft Connect being like, let's buddy up and fucking.
That's all it needs.
Fucking.
All it needs is that you can get it through one service, but you have to pay for another service to have it or some bullshit like
you
that.
Fucking pieces of shit. Oh,
because
fucking.
I have to imagine at the top of the gaming industry, it's the same thing like politics or religion. That there's only like 5 or 6 guys that run the entire thing. You know what I mean? They all, you know, go to some brothel in, you know, Belgium somewhere and shake hands once a year and get blown by a bunch of weird dudes in fucking Eyes Wide Shut mask.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so
fucking yeah.
Now that Epstein Island's gone, what are they doing? You know, fucking, they're just out in the wind. At least that was a localized location that we knew everybody was at.
Yeah, we just keep them to the Virgin Island, guys. God damn.
Oh, and then you see that I think I posted that the other day. I was like, hottest conspiracy in 2024. Epstein's journal came out and started, they're slowly releasing it over time, right? Because of investigations or lawsuits or things like that. Like, so each, you know, listing of this is coming out in small chunks. And when they were like, yeah, we're starting to release the things, like 20 YouTubers were like, big name YouTubers, like $1 million, like people like, oh, I'm retiring, I'm out. It's like, why are you going now? Oh, well, you know, it just felt like the right time. Oh, okay.
Well, they were saying that about a lot of like celebrities and stuff too. Like when Tom Hanks all of a sudden, like I'm actually a citizen of Greece now. Like yeah. Everybody starts getting these different things, moving all their stuff out of the United States. I say don't release it like little bit by little bit. Just fucking, because somebody's gonna know. He's like, dude, I'm on fucking page 362. Like I got maybe like a year left before they get through this. Dump it now. Like make everybody fucking sweat until some fucking guy on Reddit just fucking read through it because he doesn't have anything else to do, finds it, and then just fucking blasts it.
Or just, you know, yeah, seriously. I was gonna say is like,
I'll let people get their ducks in order.
Oh yeah. Exactly right. Or just start releasing like first.
Give it to Alex Jones. That's who needs to bring this to the light.
First name with the letter of the last name, and just put the list out. Yeah. Just be like, who's on there? We don't know, but you might be.
Oh man. Fucking hell. The world we fucking live in, dude.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I mean, I know what happened. Hadron Collider and Harambe. I mean, that was what exactly happened. But I mean, it starts to feel bad when you take that step back and you look at it and you realize that, I think we've said it before. We've said it a million times over and over again. It's like, games are not for the gamers anymore. They're just like, it's a money making pit. Like, because it's $1 billion industry, it's tech at this point.
Yeah.
Wait until Elon Musk buys it, apparently. You know what I mean? Like, it's just going to be fucking weird at that point.
That'd be real weird.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I mean, God. His fucking mind. The fact that he made his rocket ship pointier only because of the movie The Dictator, because he thought it was funny in that scene where he's like, I just thought it was a funny little callback to that. Like, his games would be fucking weird.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh,
throw this in there. Why? I don't know.
He's a gamer too.
Silly.
He's a gamer too. Which makes me think, like, why? I mean, I don't know. There's got to be something already in the world. He's got his fingers in literally everything. He's the dorkiest dude on the planet. He's the weirdest guy. I just read a thing from him. It was a tweet or something he said. He was like, 12% more in shares in Tesla right now, or no more AI. You need that money, huh? All right. God.
Oh, Elon.
A weird dude. Oh, man.
What else was I going to say? I had things that I wanted to bring up. Oh. I'm still going down this modding rabbit hole.
Okay.
And I found one for us.
Okay.
Me and you, we're going to dive in.
Okay, I'm listening.
So it took a little over a year from my understanding.
Okay.
And it's Valheim.
Okay.
And they've taken like a very specific world and they've made different classes. So almost like D&D-esque.
Okay.
And there are like druid cities, rogue cities. There's 5 different classes. There's only 5 portals. Everything else you have to get around naturally. They built NPCs into it. They have whole things, and there's like a linear way to play it, and then there's like a just go do whatever you want. But it's a whole like overhaul, rework. There's cities, there's filler cities, there's different quests, there's like boss fights arenas. So like in like the biome that you would normally fight it, they have like an arena where you can just go and fight the boss, but that's really not the point of it, because you have missions within that biome that you're trying to do for the different NPCs to progress your character. I don't think it's out yet. I just watched Asmongold reviewed the video on it, and then I watched the video, and then I watched the other guy's video. And I think it's supposed to come out late January to early February of this year.
Interesting. Okay.
Looks fun.
A Valheim overhaul mod sounds fucking dope. Can you destroy all the shit that's in the mod?
I don't know.
Oh, weird.
I don't know. They did like terrain overhauls, like full cities and everything like that you go between, and then adventure out from those points. So each one would be like its own chapter within like this story/game that they're trying to get you to go through. So you'd start at one point, you'd go, and like whatever class you are, obviously, like if you're a ranger and you go to, spoilers, the like the wooded area, the forest area, like that's your area where your person would get the most items and level up and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And you play within these missions, and then you go to all these different biomes. It looks kind of incredible. I'll send you the link.
What's it called?
So it was I don't know if it has a name. There's like one like big like YouTube creator who kind of like gathered the people, and then he went to some smaller, more like niche Valheim people where like all they do is basically like do like crazy Valheim builds like in creative mode and say like, check this out or look at this.
Right.
And then within that, he found a company that distributes mods that was going to kind of like organize everything and like get all these people together. So it was most of the building and stuff was done by just 2 guys.
Okay.
And then there was another team that handled all like the AIs and like the NPCs and shit like that in it.
Okay.
Get the guy's name. No.
Old Spice shampoo smells great.
Oh, DMCA.
No, that's our sponsor, Old Spice.
Yeah, Old Spice. You want to fucking shave your head this fucking close and smell good? Old Spice.
Ugh. Would you shave? I guess it would just be
They
body
make like
wash.
shaving cream, don't they?
I guess I do.
They make
Huh?
like everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I use Dove for my pits.
So the guy's name is Ninebite.
Okay.
And he's one of the main builders. The other builder that he did it with, his name is Dakar.
Okay.
And I don't see a name.
Not the bus.
I don't see the name on it yet. So I don't think it's out.
Okay.
Be converting it to a linear curated Valhalla.
Where's Homeboy's name?
Friend who goes by Dakar, who just so now from the
Fuck it.
beginning I knew
Yeah.
like this.
We'll
would
figure it
be
out.
borderline.
But I mean,
But it looks
kind
kind of
sick.
incredible.
That's sick. I think that's where I think that would be a cool idea if we were to jump into any type of modding. Like we were talking about this before. Yeah, find and dick around and like Left 4 Dead or whatever for those mods. I'm totally down for shit like that. But if we were to actually like really want to play a mod, I feel like an overhaul mod is the place to go.
Yeah.
Something
that you already had fun with, that you like, you're familiar with the controls.
Yep.
But like when you get in, like it's
all new.
completely
It's different. Like it could be its own thing. I've been
It has
watching
this familiarity, but
I've been watching this Skyrim mod. I wish I knew what the name of it is. I'll have to look it up. We'll we'll do the Valheim and the Skyrim mod at the same time. But it's like done in like they reposition the camera so it's a little bit more third person. It's a little bit more RPG-esque where it doesn't feel so like just conversation chat wise. And it just looks fucking clean. It looks so nice. And like they have this like a female character that like walks through as like the main character, whatever. But it just looks crisp, like just the way you would imagine Skyrim if made by a good developer company. Like, you know what I mean?
and if it wasn't like 15 years old.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if it wasn't. Yeah,
Yeah, an overhaul that brought it to like today's specs.
Exactly. And it's like you watch it and you're like, oh man, it kind of makes you want to play Skyrim again.
Yeah, I was telling you.
And that's what mods should do. Mods should be able to breathe life into old games. It's like, okay, Stalker, so Stalker 2 got pushed, by the way. It's not coming out in March anymore. So I think they've pushed it to September 24th or some shit like that. So it got pushed to the end of the year. So all right, not the end of the world, you know. I guess it's kind of hard to develop a game when bombs are going off in your city.
Get over it. Everybody's got shit going on.
But there is I don't know where I was going with this conversation. Oh, the Stalker anomaly and just got hit with like a DMCA, like the engine that they use.
These motherfuckers.
The engine that they used to develop the mod, like the overhaul and everything, got hit with like a DMCA. And I don't know if it was actually the company that's making Stalker that did it, or if maybe it was a legal department, because they're like, well, Stalker 2 is about to come out. Like, we can't have this shit out there. But it's not for paid. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just an engine that they use. Everybody's like, hey, we really enjoyed this. If you enjoy it, hit us up on PayPal and send us some money. It's like all donation based, but like no one's paying for this shit. And like GitHub even was like a point where like they ripped a bunch of shit off, but then like a bunch of the community that makes all the mods had to go back in and be like, hey guys, like this, we fall within your legal shit. Like you have to plug our stuff back in. And GitHub was like, oh, I guess you're right. Hold on. We'll stick it all back on. It's really, really weird. But I feel like that's what the modding is designed for. It's, hey, you've beat this game. Hey, this game is 10 years old. Hey, you haven't played this in 5 years. Come back and check this out. Install this mod.
Yeah.
Do something with this and see if this isn't just like almost making a new game.
Or for some people, they just want to play the game differently. That's like, I hate to bring up developers that don't want mods on their games, but Tarkov has like a whole, like a single player where it takes out like your PMC stuff. It adds AI PMCs to the game and lets you just play it. And like, I was watching a lot of videos on it today where, first off, if you're caught, like if the save file is in the same folder and Tarkov realize it, it's an instant ban and you're never allowed to play their game again. They're so like anti this, it's ridiculous. But it's like, somebody was talking, he's like, dude, I'm super casual. I stopped playing Tarkov because like I don't have time to grind and try to keep up with all the sweaty people that play it all day every day. I want something that's more casual but still like enjoy the game. And it takes that out. Like you can progress your traders, you can save your progress through it, and you can just keep playing the game just without all the fucking online people.
Man, that's a whole fucking thing. And it's like, it's so shitty that like you get companies like Tarkov that are like fucking permaban for life, can't even look at the game. And then you have people like Stalker that are just like, mod as much shit as you possibly can. Like, just keep more people coming into it. Like, they don't want to play the original games. They're super old. Here's a new fucking, there's so many different story mods and things like that. It's like, I love the modding community. You know what game we should mod? Elden Ring. So there's a couple mods that the Souls community has made. It's called one of them is called,
I haven't even thought about that.
It's called a randomized mod. So every place you would open up a chest is a randomized like item.
Every mob, no more like set loot points.
Yeah, every mob that you killed can drop a random item. And so like there are very set specific things that are like game breakers. Like if you happen to if you don't get a specific key for something, but it should be in a chest and it can just block your entire progress, they make sure that a key is in that chest. So that way you can always progress the game forward. But for the most part, you can kill a mob that would drop like a short sword, and then you can kill a mob and it'll drop like the best weapon in the game. And then you can kill a mob and it can drop like a piece of armor. So like there's like shit like that fun. Where like it completely randomizes it. There's another one, it's fog wall randomizers, where every time you get up to a fog wall and you go through a fog wall, it just randomly puts you in a different part of the map. Like you come through a different fog wall. And so sometimes you'll walk through and it'll be just the zone. Okay, cool, awesome. Or sometimes you'll go through and you'll be in a boss fight. You know what I mean? Like just fucking random stuff like that.
Ooh, I mean, that could be fun.
That would be a lot of fun. It's very sweaty.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But I think for
you try to progress and all of a sudden you're like, fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, imagine getting to the bottom of the fucking chariot stairs and you're fighting the Elden.
I think when the randomizer first came out, I was watching, I think it was like Lobos or someone, I can't remember who I was watching do it. But they walked through like they were like in the beginning zone, walked through a fog wall, and it was like Ragadan or something with fucking just one of the like late bosses, and he's like, what in the fuck am I supposed to do here? He's like rolling, stabbing at his ankles. Like you just see the health like doot.
Yeah. The tiniest of increments gone.
Yeah.
That'd be fun though.
That would be cool. Apparently it's pretty easy to set up too. All right. Let's wrap this up.
Join us next week to find out how we've modded. No, join us next week for the fucking live
100th episode. Live episode. Be there. Be square.
We're gonna have giveaways.
We are.
We're gonna give away some stuff.
Make sure you're
merch.
Make sure you're subscribed, because I think we're gonna make this very specific. I don't think we're gonna have it open. If you're subscribed, comment, things like that, it will keep us in for the loop of that thing. Because I think what we end up last time is that I don't know if it registered people that were just subscribing to the channel. I think you had to have already been subscribed. So I don't remember. I had to look it up. It was something weird like that. But we are going to go into.
This definitely isn't us trying to get some last minute subs. Just fucking sub. Just push the button.
Yeah, just push the button.
Push the button.
Push the button.
What are you
next
doing?
Friday? Come and join us for an hour and sometime. Who knows how long we're going to be?
Yeah.
Maybe it's just us. Maybe there's more people. Maybe we get a live llama in here. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know in this house.
I got pictures of Matthew McConaughey fucking a goat. He's fucking a goat? McConaughey goat fuck? Get that goat on. I got questions for that goat.
All right, we're out of here.
See you next week, kids.
Bye.
Bye.